Mute up. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Wash your backsides or wash your phalanges. At this point, I would hope that you had did that. But good evening. I thank everybody for coming out. This is your boy T. Hicksley. I thank everybody for hopefully y'all had a wonderful Sunday afternoon and joined the family and had dinner. I thank y'all for joining us tonight. I have a guest by the name, as you can see it right there. I have my brother. You can let the world know who you are. It's there in front of you, but I always like the guests to let them know for themselves who you are. Who are you, my brother?
Jamel Saladin, man. Jamel Saladin.
Okay, Mr. Jamel Sardine, where are you hailing from originally?
Originally born in the Bronx, stayed there for 2 years, raised in Mount Vernon, New York. So, I'm claiming Mount Vernon, but got to claim both, though. You see that?
That's what's up. Interested that I didn't even know that, and that's why I said originally. But all right. So which one you want to go with first, or how? Well, you said Mount Vernon. I always ask people, would you like to paint a picture of how you grew up in the Bronx, or like what you were seeing as a youngster growing up in your youth?
Yeah, so my stint in the Bronx was short. My mother had me. Um, my mother was an addict. My biological mother was uh, she was an addict. So she didn't really have custody of my sister. So what happened was she went and kidnapped my sister, and then my sister was raising me, and then she abruptly gave me up for adoption. Like she didn't let my sister know. She just kind of like get your mail ready, and then I'll be back in 30 minutes. So that's what my sister did. She had no idea what we was about to do, and then she walks up the street. She said, "Let's go." She walks up the street, and she walks me to St. Christopher's um, adoption agency, and she said, "Kiss your brother goodbye." And that was the last time my sister ever saw me. So after that, I was adopted by a great, loving family, who's my mother um, and my father, and they brought me to Mount Vernon, and I was raised there, bro.
Wow, that's quite interesting. I mean, have you to the present day have you seen your sister?
So I haven't seen her yet. I was supposed to see her at the break of when COVID first started. When COVID first started, I was supposed to go see her, and at that time we didn't know enough about what was really going on with COVID. And my wife, I'm not gonna put the whole thing on my wife, but she was kind of leery about me going down there. And I'm gonna say about 10% of me didn't really know what to expect, like who had COVID at the time and all of this stuff, and people was dying. So I just never went down there to meet her. But I have to go meet her soon. You know what I'm saying? She's the only one that I
Yeah.
didn't go see yet. I went and seen everybody else. It turned out I had like 9 brothers and sisters, bro. It's
Oh
crazy.
wow, y'all are deep.
Yeah.
And that's a deep situation. That caused the drift off. I'm gonna give that a second because, like I said, before setting this up, and it was brief. We put this together because, like I said, I'm a person that from afar, I admire the brother. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of us, because especially now knowing this, the education that you've done for yourself, the way that you carry yourself is what made me draw me to you. So to see the background and it's good that you've done for yourself, well, speaking wise, and it's just the Saladin is just it got a ring to it and stuff. And plus I just be in my business of knowing certain people, and I know that you've done things before. So that's why I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up with the brother, and I've listened and I've been following you since you've been around. But to know this is something quite differently, and then you had to backtrack to get your brothers and sisters in line, and this thing is deep. So, how long have you been on that journey?
Oh man, it's funny you asked that. So I'm gonna say maybe 11. If my memory could go back, I'm just gonna throw that number out, right? So maybe around 11, I think I started asking once. But it's a tricky subject, T history, because what happens is you asking them. First of all, at 2 years old, I forgot any history I ever had about my former life. You know what I'm saying? I only thing I remember is when they brought me there to Mount Vernon, because they brought me to Toys R Us first. Before they brought me to the house, they brought me to Toys R Us. I picked out a bunch of stuff. Then they brought me home. That is what I remember. But I'm 2 years old. You understand? So really, those memories start to fade, and I totally forget that I even had another family. I lose all type of consciousness that I'm adopted. And then, the reality starts to settle in, and the conversation starts to come up, and I overhear things, and I'm like, wait, I'm adopted? And then I start to ask my mom, like, yo, like, I'm asking her all the questions, because at that point I'm curious and I want to track down my biological family. But at the same time, you don't want to hurt your maternal mother. It's like you don't want to seem unappreciative. So anytime I would ask her, like, all right, what do you know? What can you tell me about them? She wouldn't tell me. And I would feel so frustrated. And she never told me, up until the point when I found them. Then she's like, yo, they told me not to say anything. So I was kind of mad at her. I'm like, so what? So what if they told you not to say anything? Like, you see me going crazy out my mind looking for these people. And, at some point you could have just said, yo, the hell with what they told me. This is burning him up alive. Let me just tell him. But what happened was, I guess my wife got tired of hearing about me mentioning it, and for my Christmas present for 2019, she gave me ancestry DNA. So that's what made me find them right then and there.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so I'm going to slide back out to the regular thing. I think for you that's dope, because like people be saying, define yourself. You got to go back to where it starts and that type of thing. And I know that got some parts to do with it, because you had your own mind to be on it before you start hearing that type of stuff. But I was gonna ask you. So let's go to Mount Vernon. What was going on in Mount Vernon when you was like in junior high school? What was you seeing, and what was the atmosphere out there back in the day?
Junior high school, there was a lot of gangs, but there was no Bloods and Crips. The town is 4 square miles, so literally every 2 blocks would make up their own gang. You know what I'm saying? So not that the gangs were soft, people was getting killed. It was still gangs. You had lynch mob, you had untouchables, who they were so crazy that they ended up joining together and just becoming the untouchable lynch mob. But before that, there was two separate gangs. You had Jack of Spades, who's primarily from the projects. You had group home, and then like I said, groups gangs was joining up with each other. So group home and Jack of Spades was kind of like they formed an alliance. You had certain blocks, they just called each other block. You had Young Guns, the infamous Young Guns, who ended up doing a lot of security work for Puff Daddy and Heavy D. um yeah, so when I was growing up, it was a lot of that. Except middle school, a lot of that going around, a lot of orange box cutter action going around. um and just regular fights. And but hip hop was still kind of innocent at that time too. So you know, you had street stuff, but then the influence of hip hop at that time, I feel, balanced things out. Because me, I wasn't with none of that. If you would have seen me in 7th grade, and I got the picture, I have on a Malcolm X medallion with the Jungle Brothers beats. So I wasn't with none of that was going down.
I feel you. It was like I always say when I get in debates or talk all the time up here that for one anyway we had 31 flavors. So like listening to like getting introduced to hip hop, I think you got me by a couple. I know you do, and we just had 31 flavors. We had the backpack rapper. We had the poor righteous teachers, the Jungle Brothers, and we had a couple of criminal rappers or whatever. But it was all balanced out. It wasn't too hard, and what was hard. But it wasn't you understood. Oh, that's what it is. But it wasn't so much shoot 'em up, bang bang, kill 'em, kill 'em, kill 'em, kill 'em. It was different, and then you just had something else different. Like you said, you was right underneath. Heavy D and all of them. How far is in EPMD? Right, that's your neighborhood too, right?
No, not EPMD.
Oh, EPMD, they're strong out there further. There, okay,
That's
okay.
yeah. I do believe that's Long Island out there. I mean, we all from New York, you know what I'm saying? So that's still
You're still home. It's
yeah,
still New York City. Yeah,
yeah. But Pete Rock, CL Smooth, that's
right,
us.
right.
That's us.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I never known that the switch. I never knew that. We'll get into that in another time. In a way that CL Smooth he's actually Cape Verdean. You know that their largest community of Cape Verdean people are out here, and I never knew that until he came out here and he was shouting out that he got peoples out here. I never knew that until late. Because you know that like certain people they don't never launch things like the stuff the Haitian people went through. It's like that's another conversation. So what I want to get into now next is so high school. I want to get into like what you get into. Like I usually ask people trials and tribulations, and like you if it's any trials and tribulation, hustling, the street life, if you end up ever running into that. Like the your environment of anything, like you said, the gangs, the hustling scene, drugs and stuff, ever enter to your life.
Okay, so going from going from middle school to high school, I was always in the arts and the dramatic arts. So I specifically asked to go to that middle school because they had a dramatic arts program. I got kicked out of dramatic arts program because I had a problem with authority. Um, so it's kind of like they kicked me out in seventh grade, and I figured I'll be back next year. And they was like, "Nah, you dead it, homeboy, for the rest of the." So our middle school's the seventh and eighth, and I'm like, I'm deaded on eighth grade too. They was like, "You dead. We don't want you in our program at all." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I was really bummed out, but then people started to tell me they had TV production in high school, so just chill out. So I'm like, all right, cool. So when I get to high school, that's the first thing I'm looking for is TV production. And I was kind of too late for the first semester, but the second semester I think I got in. And then really, if you wanted to find me, you could always find me at TV production. It's like I never left. They had to make me go to other classes. Like I don't even know how I passed or got out of high school. Like I would never leave TV production. So I was just a TV production head. Um, and my crew, we was I'm not gonna say lames, but we wasn't with none of the we wasn't rowdy. We wasn't rowdy at all. My man, my one of my best friends, he sold a little pot for he had some gangster cousins. So he sold some pot. He didn't even let me know he was selling pot. I didn't smoke pot. I didn't really care. But everybody met at my house. Um, we played dice at my house. We shot dice, CeeLo, like every day, and we played pity pat for money, and that was really it. And I worked for my money. I didn't get into One day we was riding down Yonkers because Yonkers is the next town over. I could literally walk into Yonkers, or I could literally walk into the Bronx, or I could literally walk into New Rochelle. Everything is right there. We all just one hub. You know what I'm saying? So one day, man, you know, after so many jobs, something just kicked in my head like, yeah, I need some money. And I didn't know what to do. I just knew everybody around me had a lot of money. Like I got another friend, high school. He would come to school, pull out $20,000. I'm like, yo, bro, what am I doing wrong? Something's wrong. So one day I was about to go rob somebody with my just out the blue. I was just like, I need some money. And it was the car in front of me. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go rob these people. So my cousin's like, yeah, I'm gonna come with you. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I looked over at him and he had this smile on his face. And I said, nah, get back in the car. He's like, what's up? I'm like, nah. And really what I was thinking about was, yo, I'm not gonna mess up your life. Like, I'm supposed to be your older cousin and I'm not gonna mess up your life. And it don't look like you're taking it this serious. And the thing I'm about to get into, I could go to jail for a very long time. That's one thing I can say about myself. I don't do things without thinking about the consequences. I just don't. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna mess up your life like that, bro, because my point of being tired of being broke is at another level right now. So, and I'm not gonna do that to you because you want to impress me. But away from that crew, because that was my fun crew. I had different crews. You know what I'm saying? That was my
Right.
we gonna chill and invite girls over crew. You know what I'm saying? Like that was that crew. I had another group of people that they was all about that life. They was more part of the UTL, that the gangs I was telling you about, the untouchables and the lynch mobs and all of that. So when I really wanted to get down, I went to them and I was like, yo, I need to eat. And they didn't put me down at first either. They was like, nah, you are a TV production nigga. That's where you gonna stay at. We not messing with you. They was like, you are gonna do after school programs and internships so that you could go and get a job. That's what they was telling me. It was like, that's what you're gonna do. You're bugging. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I went off and tried to sell crack on my own. And they found out and they was like, all right, we put you down because we don't want you selling crack on your own because you don't know what you're doing. And you're going to get knocked and go to jail. And there's no money in that. So, and we all know there's money in crack, but from their point of view, what there was, I'm not talking about now. And from their point of view, they wasn't crack, like they had advanced, they moved away from crack dealing. They found a new way, which was just sticking up crack dealers or sticking up where there's
Right.
money at.
Okay.
And that's what was going down.
Right. So where was the areas that y'all was setting up shop where they seen where you talking about? Where was he located at?
This nigga's a snitch. This nigga want to know where I'm. This nigga T history. So where did you rob? Nah. What you want to know, T history? You want to?
No. I'm saying really I'm just adding on because you've been talking by yourself for a minute. I just wanted you to know that I was here, really.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep it real. We was
Yeah,
hitting
I'm
up
not.
shit all over. Actually, I was
Yeah,
taking the
you can
show on
keep it
the.
like that. I just really
Sometimes I took the show on the road, bro. You know,
okay.
sometimes yeah. There was times we took the show on the road. Wherever the food was at, that's where niggas ate at, man. If it was food in, there was spots in New York City, the Bronx, you know. I was put on to things that I never even knew about. Like I didn't even know beer trucks had money at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like we would find things out, and but it made sense after I found out. Like you had all these beer companies, the beer runs, even the Canada Dry run, all these soda runs and the beer runs and all that. They would go collect money. And back then it was money, and they had all these spots they had to collect. So we would just follow them all day long until their last stop. You know what I'm saying? We'll do that for a while. Not even on the first time we figure, because we want to see what your day is really like.
See, that's
And
what I'm talking about. I'm glad that you did that. I want you to elaborate on that because that's even different too. That you also saying that you know how people feel different about that. That sometimes you saying you, as people would say, sticking it to the man. That you didn't also just per se stick up individuals. That you got corporations. That y'all was on it.
bro, I never robbed a broke person in my life.
Right.
That's hand to God. I never robbed. What was the sense of that? I never robbed a broke person in my life. I never just ran down like out of nowhere and was like, yo, give me what you got, son. What? If you want money, I'll show you how to get money, nigga. But just randomly robbing niggas that you don't know, you're headed to jail, my nigga. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. This is where all these niggas in jail because they just do things impulsively. If I was to show you the things we did and how we did it, you'd be like, nah, that y'all ain't do it like that. That's some movie business. Yeah, that's what type of timing we was on. We was
Right.
on it like that.
That's
Huh?
what's up. I'm
Yeah?
saying that's what's up, and that's what I like to hear. I mean, not even on that level. I want to backtrack too. Like that's how I move. Like especially when it went like this, because you, like I was saying to myself as in putting in this interview, is that you have range. I'm gonna backtrack too because I was gonna say, when was the time? Tell them about your 1 step, 2 step. When did you have time or with your dancing? Tell them about your dance routine. Let us know about dancing.
So the funny thing was, all right, when MC Hammer came out, and for you guys that don't know who MC Hammer was, he was a rapper. Now I gotta go back before MC Hammer. I gotta speak about the culture right now. We gotta speak about the culture period. Um, because I was right there when it was born. So it's hard, when hip hop was born, I was born almost at the same time. Hip hop was hip hop was already born, but the moment it got solidified, it was like 1977, the blackout, and that's when I was born. I was born in 1977, the same month as the blackout. And the reason I'm saying that, if you don't know why that is so significant, is because when the blackout happened, that's when everyone went and stole all the DJ equipment. So the next day, the next week, it was everybody was a DJ. You had DJ such and such, and everybody's a DJ at this point. Well, guess what? You know, how old I have to be in third grade? Whenever I was 7 years old, 30, so 7 years later, I'm hip hop is still young, but you had different facets of hip hop, which was strong. Today, you don't see those facets of hip hop as strong. I don't know. They doing their little dance or whatever like that with the drill, but dance was serious when I was coming up. So you had dance, and the first dance was just breakdancing. That's your first dance. You're gonna learn how to do that. You a young person, you don't know how to breakdance. Something's wrong. And you had graffiti. I didn't get into graffiti till middle school, and I just had the marker. You carry around a big fat marker, whatever like that. You tag your name all over. You get it yourself a name, and then you had rhyming skills, rapping skills, and at that time, mostly everybody. I'm talking when I say mostly everybody, females and guys had a rap. You understand? Like in my class, females. One of my best friends, Kai, at the time, we would write down all the lyrics to the song, and then we would just go over them with each other. This is early. This is mad early in life. It was just fun. Hip hop was fun back then. So I guess that's when I would start breakdancing. Your mother make you come in the room, and she got company coming over. You understand? And then even if you sleep, they waking you up. Yo, go get your man. Yo, come out here and do that dance. And I'm about to do the dance. You understand? So later on, coming up some years, I'm gonna say early. I'm gonna say middle school. That's when it was middle school. I joined a dance group, and I think I joined this dance group because of the girls. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It wasn't because I could dance. It was some sexy girls in the dance group that I wanted to J from the projects. Um, One of them ended up being it doesn't matter what she ended up being, but she was so sexy back then, and it did not turn out that way. Anyway, joined because of them, but I couldn't dance. Like I didn't really have no real dance
God
moves
damn
like
it,
that.
Saladin, say what she is. Go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Go
yeah, yeah,
ahead.
yeah. She turned
Go
out to be a
ahead.
lesbian, man, and I was so disappointed because I seen it going in that direction in high school. I'm like, no, not you, baby. Like I didn't even get a chance to beat. Oh God. Um, but that's what I think it was her. It was her. That's why I joined the dance group. Tanika. Yeah,
All
Tanika from the
right,
projects.
don't say that. Just don't say the last name. All right.
No, no, I don't even know the last name. That's the thing. Um, but it start once I started to see it got you could tell when the girl's getting more masculine and but it start out with something light like a little fade on one side. And you're like, oh, that's sexy. I like that. Then it get a little bit out of control, turn into a full blown mohawk, and you're like,
The
okay, I
Mohawk.
could.
Oh, you beat me. The Mohawk. You beat me
Yeah,
to
you like
that.
I could dig the mohawk. Okay, let's go. Then it just turned into something stupid like a
Then
baldy. You,
the baldy. You keep beating me. Let me beat you. This is a baldy. The
yeah,
Sigourney
yeah,
Weaver.
yeah.
The
The
Jada.
Sigourney Weaver and all.
The
You like it's over. It's over. Like it's over, Lord. So yeah, once she started getting stupid with it, I was like, fuck. I was tight, but only because I felt like she was so gorgeous and I really wanted her to be heterosexual so I could have sex
I
with her.
beat you. The combat boots. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So you know, then my man Rob came to hang on my block because we would go to anybody's block if it's girls there. And I had the sexy girls on my block across the street from me. And I wouldn't hate on them. It was very strange. You understand what I'm saying? Like if we had nothing to do, then we would make out with each other. But if she had a place set up, nigga, we respected it. She got some niggas coming over, they coming over. I got some chicks coming over, they coming over. If nobody's coming over, we making out with each other. And that was the unwritten rules on my block. So I had some sexy girls across the street. My man Rob was coming over to check. And one night we in there and it was just jokes and fun. It was like, nah, you can't dance better than Rob. I was like, I can't dance better than Rob. And I really could not dance better than Rob. And I think that's what pissed me off. And they was like, nah, battle right now. And I was like, nah, I'm good. And then after that, I think I studied every hip hop video because my footwork wasn't clean. And I was like, all right, they playing games. I'm gonna get this footwork nice. So, you had a bunch of rappers, you had a bunch of dancers back in the days with your rappers. You had Big Daddy Kane, but then he had Scoop and Scrap. You have Heavy D and the Boys. They had Trouble T. Roy and Glenn. You know what I'm saying? You had Chub Rock. His dancer was nuts. Ed Lover was doing his little dance. I learned all the dances, bro. I'm studying Michael Jackson. I can't figure out how this dude could lean forward like that. So I'm just practicing every day. But never really had the chance to use those skills anywhere because I'm not going to the club. I'm just using them in the living room. That's it. Anytime we went to a party back then, it wasn't that type of dancing that I was doing. I was grinding on a chick. I'm just coming to grind. That's it. Any type of house party, yeah, we had the house parties back in the days and all that, and we had parties at the boys' club. But I'm not looking to show you no fancy footwork. Where is the chicks so I could grind on her backside? That's it. That's all I want to do. So it wasn't until around 10th grade, maybe 11th. My man Jason Fletcher, who moved from Brooklyn to Mount Vernon. He always wanted to show us like, yo, y'all don't know nothing up here. Y'all don't be downtown. So he had us down in the clubs wild early. So I'm downtown at the Palladium, wild young. We're not even supposed to be down there. And that's when I started dancing. And I figured I learned I could really dance. I didn't know I could dance like that because I never had a reason to put on like that. But now I'm down here with big grown people and they dancing. There's no grinding up on one girl all night long and then going home with blue balls. This is the real McCoy. And I just let loose, man. And I was just like, oh, snap. It was actually the Palladium where I blacked out. Funkmaster Flex was young. He's on the wheels of steels. He's going crazy. And I just when I say I black out, I close my eyes. So when I open my eyes, the whole floor had a circle around me. And my man just came up, my man DJ Meek Love from the Projects. He came, put his arm around me. He was like, yo, son, you blacked out. I was just like, oh, shit, that's crazy. Just to see everybody in a circle around me. I'm like, I closed my eyes because I thought everybody was dancing and nobody was paying attention to me. And when I opened my eyes, nobody was dancing and everybody was paying attention to me. It was crazy.
So everybody felt like you know what I'm saying, it was a one-off and you got busy that night?
That night, everybody knew I got busy, yeah, including myself. It wasn't one, yeah. I knew I got busy that night. Yeah.
Okay.
But I knew it was New York. This is New York, so I didn't take it like I was the best dancer because I'm like, soon enough, somebody will put me in my place, but that didn't happen that much.
All right. All right, so we're gonna switch it up again. It's still in the same lane. When it comes to, like you said, you got a rich background coming out of Mount Vernon with, like you said, the ditties, you know what I'm saying, the overweight lover, heavy D, the girls, they like me. And just a slew of others that, I'm sorry, y'all, that I'm being disrespectful with the brain fart of it's just a slew of others. That's just like a mecca of Brooklyn and Queens, just New York in general.
Right.
What was inspiration of you rhyming? When was the first time you decided that Saladin had rapping skills?
That's a good question. One second, I'm sorry. I'm driving a truck, and a truck driver just asked me something. I told him to open my door and ask me, but he just disappeared. So the rapping skills. So I started rapping in 3rd grade with my man Hugh, right? But again, everybody was rapping in 3rd grade. Every females had raps. You would write your raps down and you stick them in your pocket, right? And then nobody was supposed to read your raps or whatever. And then eventually your man will find your raps, like, oh, snap, son said this. And so back then you just had raps because everybody else had raps. And you get in a cipher and
Well,
you kick your little.
actually, 3rd grade is kind of early. I mean, see, y'all from New York, but I'm from Boston, but 3rd grade is kind of still early, bro. But go ahead. But
Yeah,
that's kind
third
of
grade
early.
yeah, 3rd grade we had rap. But again, this is the beginning of hip hop though. You understand what I'm saying? Like everybody had raps in my class in 3rd grade. Word is born. Um, yeah, so you got your little raps, but you don't take it serious. So it's not like I knew I could rap. Everybody's rapping, so it wasn't like, yo, he rap. Nigga, everybody rap. So that being the case, all right. So in high school, only one of us had a car, which was white boy Drew. He was German. Um, cool cat, played basketball, and like I said, we was just some cool kids. So he was like the only white boy in the crew, and everybody smoked except me. So they would get in the car and they would smoke, but my man CJ, that's the one I told you he had family that was kind of gangster and then he would sell weed and stuff like that. That nigga was nice. I'm talking about nice. Now my man Jason, he thought he was nice. He was alright. And me, I would just shut up because every time I went to go say a rhyme, they would say I sound like Kumo D, which at this point in time was not cool because you got your Redmans out, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got your Wu-Tang Clan out. Sounding like Kumo D is not, but I had to laugh, but then I knew they was serious, like, and I knew they was right too. Because and my man he used to mimic me. Anyway, so the suckers and buddies to pull button, and he would just make jokes on me, and I just shut down, and I just like, yeah, I got it. I ain't a rapper like that, right? But I was one thing they did not have over me. They couldn't write better than me. So the lyrics, my lyrics would have smoked these cats, but their delivery was way better than mine, except CJ. CJ, that dude had a mind. When it came to rapping, I'm like, where'd you get these rhymes from, bro? And he sounded like a mixture of Nas and Raekwon. I'm like, nigga, the stuff you saying is bananas. So I started writing love songs because my mother had, my stepfather. We grew up with a Hammond B. I grew up with an organ in my house, a keyboard, a piano, a drum set. He was a gospel writer. So I started writing love songs, and I wrote probably over 1,000 songs. So I just made my skill set for writing even stronger. Still don't know I could rap yet. I got all type of friends that's A&Rs. I got all type of friends in the industry working with Nas, everybody, right? So to this day, they asked me, they said, why you didn't tell us you could rap back then? I said, bro, the criteria for rapping, I didn't know if it was okay to just rap about your life. Drake made it okay to rap about regular shit, in my opinion. When Drake dropped that mixtape, I forgot what it was called, but the joint where he had the P coat on, he had the waves with the part, Orbie Graham, when he dropped that, and he's just talking about girls, he's just talking about things that's happening in his life, that's when I was like, oh, you allowed to do that in hip hop? You could just write, I don't have to rap about selling crack. Oh, okay. Well, why you didn't tell me that? I got something to rap about. And then that's when I started picking up the pen, right around that time.
Okay. So also, so you saying that also you think that you revamped yourself once once you seen Drake doing this thing, you felt like, okay, I can readjust myself and do your thing even better.
Yeah, I felt like if I could figure out a different flow that didn't sound like Kumo D and Melly Mel, because that's who they was comparing me to. They was like, nigga, you sound like Melly Mel. I'm like, oh shit. Can't be out here sound like Melly Mel and you got nice niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? What's my man from Queens? Ali Vegas. Ali Vegas was nice. You know, you had a lot of
Yeah,
nice
Ollie
cats.
Vegas is definitely nice. My man is
Yeah.
in the what's the name? Bay. That's the funny thing. I don't know if you talk to my man, if you are familiar with Cosmology, but Bay, my man Cosmology Bay mess with Ollie Vegas and friendly, too friendly. They know this dude. He
Cosmology Bay know he knew my family before I knew them. My
yeah, they
biological
know.
family.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. He knew my brothers. My brothers were street dudes. They got 25 years in prison. They was out here doing their thing. My 50 Cent had mentioned them in a rap song.
Okay. Like I said, you're this is why you hear me, because it's like a lot of different things. That's why I'm like up and down with it. This I'm even just excuse me, like I was just talking about Bay. I'm gonna throw another thing in there, like the questions too. or stuff like this. To you, my brother, how do you feel about to you right now? Do you feel like that you're a leader?
Yes.
Okay, and at the same time, would you explain to people what do you feel a leader is?
Um, I would say someone that sees the need or the void in their culture or on their team or in their family. They see a void where and fills the void where it's needed. Um, they step up. They step up and get the job done. Because a leader, I probably understand what sense you mean it, but there could be a leader at you could be a leader at your job. You understand what I'm saying? You could be a leader in your family. You could be a leader in your community or your organization. But I definitely am a leader, and there's a big void in our community, and one of the voids is definitely economic because the it's economic, and I feel that if I train these younger people and show them how to provide for themselves, then they won't have to be so desperate enough or impulsive enough to take the options that's presented before them, which is the glittery gold, you know what I'm saying? And if I can explain to them the risks of taking that option, because it's hard to turn down $20,000 in one day. That's just hard. Especially, somebody's telling you, yo, he's trying to tell you something that you're gonna have to learn over time. I'm trying to take you to Connecticut right now, and we're gonna hit Wild SunTrust banks all day long. When we get home, we're gonna have some bread. It's very hard to compete with. Yeah. So, and to answer your question, someone that's gonna step up, fill a void, and lead their people in the right direction.
That's a good one. This is another two part where I'll come in there again. Do you feel like that you're a pillar to your community?
A pillar. That might be a little bit broad. What do you mean when you say a pillar?
Well, I mean, I think it's the same thing. Just that, well, it's broad and bland because maybe maybe because if you're not if you're moving, then you probably wouldn't be a pillar. You somebody that just demands respect in your community and a leader in your community and somebody that's respected and doing things for your community.
Yeah, definitely. I demand respect anywhere I go, any old way. But I think respect is you got to work for that. You know what I'm saying? So the only way to really work for that is keep your reputation. What do they know you for? If they know you for that, so when you go to my town, they know me for working with the community. They know me for the
Mhm.
positive things. They don't know me. They may have heard about the street fiascos and escapades. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, the people that know, but they also know he don't got no problem getting out here, and that was before too. That's not
Mhm.
like I just was out here sticking people up last week, and I'm still living that
Yeah.
lifestyle. That nah. Um, that's what I did. That was my history. That's my past. Um, I got away from that, and now I don't want. My job is to deter any youth from going in that direction because I know what it comes with in reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I done had Cody's that got knocked, get a 7-year sentence, and come home 18 years later because once they got in prison, now they got to fight and do all of this other stuff, and they end up
Mhm.
with a bigger sentence than they even originally went in there for. So,
Right.
once I seen that Allah's hand was on me, and it's like everybody around me was doing time. Everybody around me was doing time. All, you know, or everybody in that circle had disappeared. Then it was just like, you know, I told you I had different crews, but everybody in that other crew was dead or gone.
Sardine, but I also want you to add to it, not to cut you, because with the pillar, I want you to add on to something that you said the other day that I thought was quite interesting that a lot of people don't discuss, and it's a business situation. Along with, I think that everything is the same thing. Is the route picking when you have money, and the FedEx thing that you was talking about the other day. I think it's on relative of leadership and being a pillar is to be able to be respected, to tell brothers that don't you know that when you have $50 or 50,000, you have that bag, that if he has the bag, she has the bag, that you know, FedEx is like, hey, if you have, you know what I'm talking about, what you said, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand totally what
Yeah.
you're talking about. It's
Yeah. So
crazy
just
because
tell them that, tell these people what you, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's so many people just had the bag, right? So many people because, and this doesn't happen often. This was quite precedent that they gave the bag, right? Because they wanted to distract the world. So they gave everybody a bag, and you guys all know what I'm talking about. You know, $20,000 here, all the way up to, I know people that made 1 million. You understand? So, but almost everybody walked away with something, and everyone knows what I'm talking about. So
Yo,
the
one thing too, Silent, my fault, bro. I'm sorry, cause you're sharp and you're gonna remember this. But before he says this, and also to you, friendly, before he says what he said, and me and Dean never talked before. But before he speak, this is the reason why I've challenged, not really challenged, but friendly. You know, we kind of had something similar to this conversation. This is the reason why when people be talking about reparations, why I be like, yo, you better think about what you're asking for, because you get it. That's it. It ain't no knocking on that door. You ain't ringing that bell again. It's gonna be a wrap. You get that money, you don't know what you're doing, and it's gonna be a wrap. It's over. And then what? So just remember, this is what I said before he's gonna say what he's about to say. Go ahead, Sardar D.
yeah, so my people perish for the lack of knowledge. So therefore, if you don't know what to do, I cannot really fault you, because the culture, you just didn't know what to do. We always spoke about one thing. So once I started to learn about different opportunities, especially during this day and age, um, one was the trucking company. You know, I just started the trucking company just off a gamble. Like, I went through the trucking school, and I'm going to talk about what you was talking about in a second. But I just wanted, I feel the need to say this. Um, Went to trucking school, and as you're ending trucking school, they ask you who you're going to go work for, because they want to sign you at one of these companies that they got cahoots with, you know what I'm saying? So it all works out for everybody. And I kept on saying, I'm gonna work for myself. And they was getting frustrated, like really frustrated. They was like, you're not gonna go work for yourself. And I'm like, what you talking about? I'm going to work for myself. I was like, okay, we'll ask you again in a couple of, like, near the end. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. And they asked me, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm going to work for myself. And the day I graduated, um, I had looked up online how to start my trucking company. I did that. I had looked up online how to get an Amazon. Um, Now there are a couple of Amazon businesses, as you guys know, and there are different Amazon routes. So I'm gonna explain to you what's going on. The Amazon route, the Amazon business that I first got, not first, that's a lie. The first one was Central Seller, where you could just sell packages online. That was the first Amazon business that I got involved with, and I set that store up for my daughter. The second one was Amazon Relay. So, like I said, I started my trucking company. I asked some family members for money, my aunt, and I told her my business plan, and she gave me the money to lease a truck for $5,000. They hold the $5,000 and they give it back to you once you give the truck back. So she's really not losing out on anything. Plus, I told her I'll give you like $250 a week. So it's like a no-brainer. Like, how can you lose off of this deal? Your money is being held somewhere and you making $250 interest off your money. But it got me to get the truck, right? Now, so all in all, I was able to get a truck, and I was able to get the Amazon. I looked up online how to do Amazon Relay, it's like an app. It's like Uber, where you can wake up and just see what's running near you, and then boop, I want that, right? And I was making some good, you made good money with that. The most I made with that was like $2,000 a day. And I just found it real funny that I could make that type of money without doing anything illegal. It actually felt weird. I swear to God, it felt weird. Like, how do you make 2,000? What are you talking about? That's crazy talk. And that went left because of something. Someone was jealous and they lied on me, and my Amazon account was taken. Kind of like how someone could do something up here on YouTube and your YouTube account is taken. Same way in that world. So your Amazon account could be taken. So this led me to, I was going to do the next Amazon thing anyway, which is Amazon Logistics. Now that's what T History is talking about and asking about. He's asking about Amazon, that business there. Amazon Logistics is the route. If you've ever ordered an Amazon package, someone gets out of a vehicle, comes up to your front porch, puts one down, walks back, more than likely they could be working for Amazon Flex. I've done that too. Or they could be working for Amazon Logistics, which is an actual route. These are the people that do this route every day. When you own a route, those people work for you. They work for you. So you have a whole area with Amazon Logistics. They give you an area and they make sure that they're going to teach you everything. But the gist of it is this. That's where my mind was at. And I said, how do I get one of those? And then I found out they want $10,000 down, and they want to see you $30,000 liquid. So I said, $40,000? I cannot tell you how many young boys I see running around with $200,000, spending it on nothing. Mike and Mary jeans, flat panel TVs, cars, foreigns, $400 bottles of cologne, $1,000 sneakers, $200 socks, tricking, escorts, trips, but won't put up 40,000. Now check this. Suppose they say 40,000. I ain't driving no 40,000 on no da 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 da. So why you didn't? You not the only one with money, bro. Your whole crew got money. All that stupid cash to the ear stupidness, and we in the club buying Magnum bottles. Stupid. Why don't 4 of y'all get together, put up $10,000 a piece, and apply for a route? Now I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Amazon that got slick to the hip, and now they turning people down. Not saying that you won't get accepted. I'm just saying they are more harsher on your application now. They want your credit score to kind of be up. They're not just looking for your $30,000, your $40,000 no more. You understand? People starting to catch on. But you guys will figure it out. You understand? You guys will figure it out. My man done got denied twice. But every time he gets denied, he's learning what he's doing wrong. So you guys will figure it out. And there are other opportunities, like he said, that one is 40. There's FedEx, 97, but we have to start to pool together. You understand? I got I got 10. I got 5. We have to start really pooling our money together. One thing I don't endorse or I don't like are pushing all these European clothing designers. You know what I'm saying? We paying wow money for these clothing articles, and we're pushing our culture to go buy all of these fancy smancy clothing designers that are overpriced. None of these people care about our culture. Not a Versace, not a Gucci, not none of them. But we break our neck because we have low self-esteem as a culture to go and buy all of these people, and then we actually feel like somebody because we got a Hermes belt on. So again, yeah, I do think I'm a leader because not too many people are going to stand and say things like that. They're not going to tell you you're bugging. They're going to go along with what the culture is pushing, and usually the culture is pushing some nonsense. And I'm just tired at this point because we hurting ourselves, man. And it's just a wicked look, man. It's just bad, man.
Right. Thanks for that piece. Like I said, my fault, but Lady Jacks ended up getting it. Like I said, when I was talking about something totally different for the starters, but you put it right back in perspective. Like I said, it's just my part was just talking about just blowing money when there's opportunities out there to get, and you passed it up. Lady
Lady
Jacks,
J says, Lady J says you have your own authority. Exactly. I got my
yeah,
own authority.
yeah, she's down. Lady J's old school, and she's into the trucking business. That's why she was like at first she was like, huh, because she was trying to get it because that's her line of business, and she's very supportive and pays attention. She's the OG. Um, next, because in a few I usually play like it was stolen from me, but I usually play a game that I'm gonna need you to play in a few. Um, I
Speaking of
want.
that, sidebar, I gotta hit my destination soon. So not to be harsh, but I gotta get back on that road, bro.
I don't know how much time you got left in.
I'll say 15 minutes. We could try to wrap this up by 10:30.
Okay, then. All right. Let me see. What would be best? Let me see. I would say to play the game because if that would be making interesting if I just play the game. Let me see if I. All right, let me just ask you a couple of YouTube things, and then I'll just try to go to the game. The
Gotcha.
YouTube things, I would just ask you, how do you feel about as far as YouTube? What got you what do you want to get off of your YouTube channel?
What do you mean? What I want to get off my YouTube channel?
I mean, what is your like? What is your YouTube channel about, and what are your goals?
My YouTube, my one of my goals is to enlighten people to a place where they could come and break away from the regular programming. You know what I'm saying? Where they could really leave with something and of substance. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing, which is hard to do for me because I was born in the dirty section, and therefore, like what I put out today, not a lot of views on it. You know what I'm saying? I felt it was interesting or needed because I was talking about the autistic boy getting tackled to the ground, but it gets overshadowed a lot of times by the bigger hype that, and usually the hype ain't about nothing. Like it's interesting, but this hype is like a 3 p.m. fight after high school. It's like, oh snap. But it just lasts way longer. It's like a 3 p.m. fight after high school that lasts for weeks. And after a while, the way my mind works is just I'm over it. You understand? I'm over it. So it was cool with the. It's still cool. The whole Hassan Campbell, the WAC 100, the big U's, this stuff in the third. But as I'm looking at life and what's really going on, and the changes that's happening, I'm like, bro, it's nowhere in the world I can't talk about these other things, which is hard because
Right.
right now you have censoring going on. You know what I'm saying? And the things that
Hmm.
I want to talk about, we have governments and technology corporations that censor me or are going to penalize me for having that type of conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you can do that if you want, Jamel, but guess what? We're gonna shadow ban you. That's number one. No one's gonna hear your video. You're gonna get low views, and you're just gonna end up looking stupid. Now, if you
Right.
want to get with these
Well, you don't
real
look
views
stupid.
and these real subscribers, then you're gonna talk about this stuff over here like everybody else. So that's the frustrating part.
Right. That's the same way we feel. My friendly extortion. My brother just jumped in here. Your brother Uda, one community shout out. Because that's the same way I feel. But I think like you see, you got me, even though I'm not no big guy, but you do attract certain people that, feel good. That, like I said to other people, that you're a fresher breath of fresh air. There is people who listen. As long as we work together, it's people like you and others that, and brothers is way smarter than me, the Udas, and that, that we have to just be on the back end, as they say, like we did today. And I appreciate you for doing this. That, like how you did, I got other brothers, like I'll give them a shout out, that like how I got the sister in here, Lady Jack, like Supreme Films, the
One
brother from
community, shout out
Legendary,
one community.
did I just holler at one time? Ain't nobody being crazy and talking about no bread. Just get on there, just show. What time? Pull up and get it done. We got to start building with each other and get on the backside. Pick up the phone and get it till we dominate the same way they dominate with the foolishness. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go with the game, and we're gonna go with the game, and we're gonna be able so you get safely to the road. So basically, I'm just gonna ask you a couple of questions. It can't be no wrong answer. It's just gonna be what you prefer. Cool.
Facts. Okay, cool.
All right. Build or destroy.
Bill,
Us or me.
us,
Love or lust.
love,
Thick or thin.
dick,
SUV or sports car.
SUV.
Kicks or shoes.
It's a good one. Kicks.
Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills.
Damn. Stephanie Mills.
Led Zeppelin, Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Movie or documentary.
Movie.
Dr. J or Vince Carter.
Dr. J.
Sweet Pea Whitaker, Sugar Shane Mosley.
Sugar Shane.
Are you Run DMC, Tribe Called Quest?
Ooh. Gotta go with Run. Run was nasty. Run DMC.
House Party, Players Club.
House Party.
Clubbing or house party.
Yo, House Party was vicious. A House Party was dope, yo. I got chased out of a House Party once for feeling on the girl's butt whose party it was. I felt on her ass. Yeah.
You're lucky
Yeah.
you're doing this interview.
Yo, my whole family chased me out of here. Keep on going though.
Mets or Yankees.
Yankees.
Duran or Hagler.
Hagler.
Pool or lake.
Lake.
Ether or no Vaseline.
No Vaseline.
City or country.
City.
Wendy's or White Castle.
White Castle.
UFC or boxing.
UFC. No. I take that back. Boxing.
Oh yeah, Macho Man or Bret the Hitman Hart.
Savage.
Jill Scott or Jaguar Wright.
Jill Scott. God damn.
Wendy Williams or Ricky Lake.
I mean, I gotta give it to the queen, bro. I mean, we're gonna do that. Wendy, man.
Sports. Go to the game or watch the game.
Go to the game was dope. Yeah, go to the game. I gotta do that with my daughter soon.
Fast food or home meal.
Oh, home meal all day.
Order a cabinet or build a cabinet.
Build a cabinet.
Prince or Michael Jackson.
Prince.
Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey.
Whitney Houston.
Turn up or turn down.
Turn down for what?
Mask on or mask off.
Put the mask on, baby.
Apple.
Two different reasons, though.
I know. Apple or orange.
Orange. Need that citrus.
Musk or Gates.
Musk.
Doves Cry or Billie Jean.
Billie Jean.
How many languages can you speak?
I speak Ebonics. I speak English. I just speak one language, man. One language.
Is the world flat or round?
Definitely round.
Did Christopher Columbus discover America for real?
No, you can't discover something that was already there. Yeah. No, he did not.
Back to what almost got your ass killed years ago. Buns or boobies?
Buns or boobies?
Yeah.
Buns all day.
4th of July or New Year's Eve?
I gotta say 4th of July. I had way more memorable moments on 4th of July.
My nigga, Chuck Norris or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Ew. This nigga does wild splits, son. Jean-Claude Van Damme will fuck Chuck Norris up, bro.
RoboCop or Terminator?
Terminator.
Terminator 2 villain versus Eddie villain.
I can name wild other villains. The Bruce Willis villains is way better than the villains. I'm gonna say the other villains,
nigga,
bro.
that liquid dude is serious, bro.
He's
that
serious, but you can't go against these fucking Germans and with the Bruce Willis niggas, man. Them niggas is devious, bro. The Austrians.
Yeah, but that liquid dude, bro, you shoot him, he just laughs at you and then turns right back into something else, bro. That liquid dude was serious. Peep game, bro.
Yeah, no, his monologue wasn't dope, though. He was just
Maybe so. Rewrite it. All right, should there be a New Jack City 2?
Hell no.
Hold on. Purple Tape verse what?
Oh, Purple Tape verse It Was Written.
Doggy Style verse what?
Doggy Style versus Ice Cube's album when he went solo. I forgot the name of that album.
America KKK. No,
yep.
It was.
I thought it was that. Gorillas, was it Gorillas in the Mist or something like that?
The album that got Gorillas in the Mist. Crack Era or Now?
Crack Era. Everybody had money.
'90s rap or '10s rap?
90s rap or 10s rap? 90s rap.
House music or dance hall?
Niggas gonna hate me, but I gotta go with that house music.
I knew you was gonna choose that. I
I
knew
gotta
you
go
was
with
gonna
that
choose
house music.
So I'm gonna fuck you up with then. So what was the kid's name? David Bowie or John B.
David Bowie. John B was
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, that was a flash in the pan, but flash in the pan.
yeah.
So I'm gonna do you even different, boys and men, and color me bad.
It's gonna be Boys to Men all day long. Calling Me Bad was an imitation of Boys to Men.
That's why I asked you the question. Crush Groove or B Street? Come on, do it. Don't come on now.
Everybody say Ramon.
Okay. Okay.
It's gonna have to be. It's gonna be to be Beat Street, bro.
Yeah, Ray Don Chan, come on now. Your homie, Ronald Reagan or George Bush?
Um, Ronald Reagan was a fuck boy for senior George Bush, so I might as well just hang out. If I'm gonna hang out with the gangsters, I'm gonna hang out with the gangsters. Let's just go ahead with George Bush.
Steel or Tech?
Steel or what?
Tech.
Blue Steel or Tech?
No, Steel or Tech. Boot camp click, bro. Steel or Tech.
Oh, Tech.
All right. So the last but not least question. Tell us something about yourself that even your friends don't know.
That even my friends don't know. Let me think about it. Trying to think about something that's not embarrassing, but everything is embarrassing. Nothing I want to reveal to the internet. And everything else I could say, they would be like, "Yeah, we figured that already."
You could have met Ralph Macchio and dressed up as the Karate Kid, and it could be something that simple.
That's the thing. They would just be like, "Yeah, that's just Jamel." He would he would that yeah, that's just him, bro. He's down with that stupid shit. I don't know. I don't think there's too much that my friends don't know about me, man. I've been the oddball in my crew for a long time because I do exactly what I want to do, and I just say what I want to say, and
All right.
therefore I'm
All right. Do me
transparent.
this. Do me this. Do this for me then.
Mm,
Give me, because you only got a little bit of time left.
mm.
Give me one of your best 4 deep in a two door a two door a 2-door whip.
The 2-door whip.
Yeah, give me a 2-door whip. Give me a 2-door whip story. 4 deep in a 2-door whip.
Oh, 4 deep in the 2 doors. You want to hear that story there? 4 deep in the 2 door in the 4 deep in the 2 door was 1996. I do believe it was 1996. Grand Spoon. Um, Biggie's name was getting out there like that. Grant's Tomb was down there, off of Harlem on the west side, and hanging out with my man and my best friend and his older cousins. They was older than me, and we started. Again, I don't really smoke weed like that, but they're smoking weed. So when in Rome, you know what I'm saying, they pass the blunt to your boy. I start hitting it. and they start talking that, yo, this shit smell like it's lace bullshit. Yo, this shit smell like it's lace, but they still hitting that shit. And I heard them say it the first time, but when they start saying that shit again, and now the weed is kicking in, when we get to Grant's tomb, I'm like, I just start bugging. I'm like, all right, first of all, I need out this fucking car. So they was like, yo, chill, man. I'm like, oh, hell no. I just start donkey kicking my way out that bitch. Like, yo, I just start kicking the driver. So this nigga's like going into the steering wheel. They like, yo, let him out. Let him out. He's wild. Let him out. So I get out. I just start running. And I run for blocks, man. Maybe 20 fucking blocks. I don't even know where I was running to. Then I eventually slow down, and I'm just out. I'm out in the street just wigging out, man. I'm seeing all type. I'm hallucinating. I'm seeing all type of dumb shit. I try to make a phone call on the mailbox. You know, I'm asking strangers for hugs, all type of dumb shit. Yeah, I'm out there tweaking, bro. And I go to make a phone call, but then they still had the payphones at this time. So when I go run up on the payphone got a funny ass smile on its face, and I was just like, "Oh fuck no, I ain't fucking with this payphone." So I wait a little while, and then I keep looking at the payphone. I'm like, I think I can make the phone call now. So back then they had collect calls and all of that. So I call my mom. I'm like, yo, you gotta come get me. I'm out here. I'm fucking tweaking. You know what I'm saying? I smoke some shit. I need you to come get me. She's like, all right, where you at? I tell her where I'm at. I'm like, yo, you gotta come now. She's like, I'm coming. I'm like, well, why? I start arguing with her. Why the hell you still on the phone? I told you to come. You still on the phone. She's like, yo, I'm coming. I'm like, all right, hold on. I'm like, yo, check this out. When you leave, just come. Don't call grandma. Don't call your mother. Just come and pick me up. She's like, all right, I'm coming to get you. I'm like, all right, cool. I hang up the phone. I pick the phone right back up. I call my grandmother. Yo, I called my mother and she is not here yet. I don't know what's going on. I am stuck downtown. I'm out here tweaking. So my grandmother.
Why did you tell her? Why you tell your mother not to tell your grandmother at first, though?
Because, my grandmother's grandma. You don't ever want to let down your grandmother, but I knew my mother was going to figure she needed some, like, my mother would panic and be like, yo, let me call my mother, which most females do. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me call my mother so that we could go handle this situation together. Because my grandmother was a true matriarch. You talk about Big Mama, she was Big Mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Medea Big Mama. So she's gonna show up every time, and she's gonna make sure her grandson is all right. That's her first priority. That woman brought me my first pair of Jordans in 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even ask for them. She just came home with them joints, and she brought my winter coat every year, triple fat goose. I didn't ask for none of these things. She just came over when it got cold. She brought my coat. So that's who grandma was. You know what I'm saying? When I spent the night over her house every morning, cream of wheat, hot cocoa before school. That's who grandma was. So, it was a part of me not wanting to let her down, and like, why we got to get her involved. But I just found it really crazy that I asked my mother not to let her know, and then I ended up fucking calling her. I didn't even wait, bro. It wasn't like 5 minutes later. I hung up the phone, picked the fucking receiver up, and called my grandmother collect, like, yo, you got to get down here right now. My mom's is on some other stuff. She should have been here by now, which she shouldn't have been because I just hung up the phone. Anyway, my grandmother got there first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Hey man, I thank you for coming through, man, and dropping a hot 56 bars on me, brother.
Yo, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for even considering me for such a, you know what I'm saying? You could have interviewed anybody. You ain't never have to ask me. So I appreciate you, T History. You heard?
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. For everybody that pulled up, I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Like I said, man, this is JAMEL Saladin. For everybody that's gonna catch this and replay, and people across the country, across the globe, and the people that's family members for all the channels that don't have them. This is JAMEL Saladin. Obviously, he also has a channel of his own in his same name, Politics and No Bullshit. You know, so you should check him out. You know what I'm saying? Has an interesting channel, just the real, just like everybody's in here. Y'all should know that he don't be, you know what I'm saying, politicking on no bullshit. Like I just said, that's not a slogan of his. It's just something that I just came up with like I do. And but that's what it be like, you know what I mean? He's just bringing how it is. You can go over there, subscribe to the channel. If not, you can just go over there and get samples for yourself, and you'll see that he just be bringing it. And like I said, I think y'all just gave me the support to come check out what we was doing this evening. And the man is out there in his business and doing his job. And he stopped to pull over to give me this opportunity to interview him. That's what I wanted to get to too, man. That was good look for you. That I didn't even ask that earlier. I thought you was just doing something just to do, taking care of business at the crib. And I wanted to get into the business, and you talking about the school. That's one of the questions that I left out that we didn't get to. But I did want you to talk about the school that you had and stuff too, man. But I'm pretty sure as long as you can get acquainted that you can come again, man. A lot of times that I do my lives and be open panels and freestyle. So you can just come through another time and just kick it, you know what I'm saying, even if it's the same type of way, just something personal. Just come another time.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro. It would take too much for me to get into the school because I would really like to let them know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just that's a part of that leadership thing I was telling you about, where I want to train our youth how to do certain, how to fulfill certain technology positions in this next coming wave, this era that we're entering into. We're entering through the fourth industrial revolution, they're calling it, and I just want us to be prepared and solidify our spot as a people within this fourth industrial revolution. But if I could just give a couple of shout outs, I see Yak, Chicago's finest, in the house. Salute. Lady J, it's been interesting. Nicole, I see you. Friendly Extortion, I really appreciate everybody pulling up. Tam, and your involvement in the interview. So, like I said, not only did T History not have to interview me, but for daggone sure, I didn't have to sit here and partake in the interview and even entertain me. But you allowed me to run down memory lane real quick, and that's always good. Anytime I got a reason to talk about my grandmother or my mother and just my life, make me feel special. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that's what's up. So everybody, we're gonna wrap it up. And like I said, those are good people. Mostly everybody that's in here is definitely gonna leave, especially like Nicole. I ain't even gonna say especially anybody that that's the great thing about mostly everybody that's in here, about the communities we have, like Dirty the Kenzo, everybody we didn't made it like it's sub like groups and like everybody is like family for like the last few months. I mean, the first months of knowing each other. Everybody's not there. Tommy then just pulled up. We have groups where like basically everybody is like locked in, where everybody messes with each other, where everybody's just all sub to each other and stuff like that. And like I just Lady Jack's been messing with me ever since I met her. She been stone cold with everything that I mess with. I appreciate her so much. But everybody that's in here right now, they've been rocking with me since day one, since I've known them. And like I said, everybody they're all people who like this stuff. They all people just not bullshitters, and they don't like bullshit. Like they like, entertainment too, but they like to hear the good word, and they're for people that's not about bullshit, and they're people that's of age. So they like to hear real shit.
No
So
doubt, bro.
you will see them again.
Yeah, that
So
being said, bro, shout out to
yeah,
Tommy D,
boy.
though. But I got to get on this road. You
Yeah,
understand?
exactly. So we're gonna wrap it up. So everybody, you know how we do. Saladin, once again, go ahead and do what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna wrap it up as we do as normal, man. Thanks, Saladin, everybody for coming out, man. Got to get it right, baby. We just made history together. Until the next time, we out.
Peace, see.
Peace. Probably for everybody else, we come up later. We probably get some friendly extortion. If not, if he's not loading up, I'm pretty sure Friendly's probably gonna do something later. Still kind of early, 10:45. Pretty sure the Friendly be setting up. If he don't set up over there, he be setting up over here. Peace.